Let's look at APP now.
Right. Yeah.
And try and sort of talk a little bit about where we would begin to place the children in terms of their understanding now.
Right.
Bearing in mind that these have just been sort of 3 short lessons, and APP is all about building the evidence and building the picture of the children's learning, which takes quite a lot more time. But I think we can probably start to really think about where the children are in terms of low, secure or high in level 1 or level 2.
Yeah.
So if we look at level 1, level 1's telling us in terms of properties of shapes that the children should be able to use everyday language to describe properties of 2D and 3D shapes. So would you say they can sort them and say how they've selected them?
Yeah.
They can use properties such as large, small, roll, stack, triangle, corner.
Yeah, we have said that. And even when Ryan mentioned up this lesson, about the hexagon, it's big. Well, yeah, the shape was big, but you could have a small hexagon. So them to understand that even if you have a large hexagon and a small hexagon, they're still the same shape. It's just the size that's changed.
It was good to pick up on that.
Yeah.
That was lovely opportunity, wasn't it? And it really sort of told you something about where he's at.
Yeah, because I have seen that misconception as well before, that they think, it's a different shape because they're either in the different position or different sizes, so they think that it's changed.
Yes, yeah. The level 1 would be saying, can they begin to name the shapes they use in the context of an activity?
Yeah, which they did.
Very confidently, didn't they?
Yeah,
so they're certainly working within level 2, actually, aren't they?
Yeah,
so,
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, and level 2 is looking at, can they use mathematical names for common 3D and 2D shapes?
Yeah.
And identify 2 and 3D shapes?
Yeah,
they definitely
can, and they use the properties, to
and
identify them.
You put those in lovely activities, so they were applying their knowledge and showing you they could do it. But it was about the children talking so that we could understand.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's got the names of all the shapes, and I think they can use all of those names: pentagon, cube, cylinder. You might work a little bit more on octagons because we haven't perhaps focused on that as much. Pyramid, we might focus on a bit more.
Yeah.
Can they describe the properties of shape, including numbers of sides and corners?
Yeah.
And actually,
and they did 3D as well, so that they knew the edges and the edges and the faces.
Yeah.
And knowing, even in the prism, that it was a triangular prism, that the triangles had 2 triangular faces, rather than the sides. They actually said the faces as well. So I was like, yes.
I'm glad you said that, because it's important, isn't it? To pick up and say it's not about sides; they are triangular faces.
Yeah, because it's 3D. So,
and if you cut that triangle at any point throughout that triangular prism shape, it would be a triangular face that you would see, or triangular faces. Okay.
Right.
So that's great, yeah. And it also talks about in level 2 shapes that are pentagons or shapes with a right angle. Okay, and then there's a lot in there about visualisation, and you've had lots of opportunities there where they've had chances to visualise, and so you can certainly have quite a rich body of evidence there to say that that group of children are working certainly within level 2.
Yeah.
And I think we probably would look at level 3 as well to see what
the extras,
where to move them on to, but also what they're secure within level 3 in terms of properties of shape as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So absolutely lovely. But this would be good evidence, but we would certainly use a little bit more evidence with APP.